We're in it.
I don't know. I see how quick it goes up.
Oh, we're in it. We got all the people watching now.
I'm I'm
Our millions of fans.
I'm on the YouTubes here. I don't see it yet.
Says we already got one watcher.
It's me.
So it is
There
on the
it is.
YouTube.
There it is. It's official now. It's on.
We should be on the Twit too. So
I didn't set it up for that, so I don't know.
I did. That's what when I was fucking with it, I went in there put it on. So
Oh, okay. So we're all over the place.
should be on both. You want to check the Twit real quick? Make sure we're on there.
I'll double check it. Why not?
Yeah. Not like we have anybody watching us yet, so who gives a fuck?
Um. Doesn't show us as live, but I can add it. I can edit it real quick.
Yeah, do that. Let's get on. Let's get on the Twit. I thought I did. I might have did it wrong or something. But I was messing with it while I was waiting for my sandwich.
Yeah, now we're
Dude,
good.
did I show you this shit by the way? Fucking home field. They dropped the Hendrick
Yeah,
Motorsports.
I've seen the video you sent of it. It looked dope.
I got that Jeff Gordon shirt from them too.
Yeah.
They
All
make
right.
good college football stuff.
All right. I guess let's run this shit then.
We're in it live on Twitter, live on YouTube.
Do you want to like cut? Do you want to do like a countdown to cut it for audio purposes or no?
Yeah, we can do that because nobody's watching right now, so who cares?
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on. I'm gonna text Cody real quick and have him tweet those links out.
I just texted him that we're live.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
All right, redo.
Yeah, sorry.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, welcome back to Rows 1 through 10. This is episode 137. We are officially live on YouTube. We tried to do that last week, but they had to get us approved. Had to prove to jabronis to do a podcast on YouTube. I don't blame them with this crew. So, yeah, but now it's official. We're on. And, yeah, we're back to talk. Got a little bit of World Outlaws to talk about over the weekend. Really, this week, I guess it was Monday night show. And then obviously a triple header from Las Vegas. And, yeah, so lots to talk about. Lots of news and notes to get to. So, yeah, Travis, how you doing this weekend or this week?
Doing pretty good, man. Pretty good weekend of racing. I mean, Vegas isn't the best track, but I mean, I enjoyed it. It's kind of one of those tracks. It's like I don't look forward to coming there, but it's usually pretty enjoyable. So, I mean, like it's a race. You know, we enjoyed it. It's still early in the season, so you still have that like early season fresh buzz. You're just happy to watch racing. So, but definitely a drop off, I'd say, from what we saw the first 2 weeks at Daytona and Atlanta, but enjoyable nevertheless.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different style of racing than those two tracks, obviously. But, I mean, I still thought we saw three pretty good races. I mean, at least two pretty good races with the trucks and Cup. So, yeah, I mean, excited to break that down. I don't know if you just want to go in chronological order like we always do.
Yeah, I guess we got to start off with Raja getting the first career win. I didn't really check out that race. I was watching SmackDown more and some basketball, but I cycled it on there at the end and just wanted to say, I've never met Raja personally, but I'm pretty sure you have, and I know Scott has, and I'm pretty sure he's raced with Zach before. And Scott is not somebody who's he'll tell it how it is about somebody. I think we know that, and he's always had nothing but good things to say about Raja, I guess, when, him and Zach raced together. So I've always been a fan of his because of that, having some sort of connection down the line with friends of mine, and never heard a bad word about the guy from Scott who knows him or Zach or anybody really
Yeah, I
besides
mean, I've
just
met
people
him
we
personally
know.
a few times, and every interaction I've had with him has been great. I mean, he's always just real in the moment and talk to you. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to talk about, he's willing to talk there with you. I mean, when we were at Richmond, I think last fall or summer race, um, he humbled Zach on iRacing. He came over in his
Really.
custom Wizards jersey, and put down a lap where Zach was like, "Damn, okay, I got some work to do." So it was funny, and like you said, I've always been a big fan of his when he's running Xfinity stuff, um, and just the path that he's taken to get here. I mean, the iRacing path to getting into Rev Racing. You know, a couple races here and there, and then we talked about the news last week. I mean, what a week for the kid. Gets a full time deal with the HendrickCars.com or whatever it is, um, and then goes out and gets your first career win. I mean, you couldn't ask for a storybook week like that.
Just seems to be like a really well liked person in the garage.
Oh
Like
yeah, I mean,
when
I didn't see one bad thing to say about his win this Friday. You know what I'm saying? You saw all
nah,
praise. Saw a
and
ton of
like
Thru guys coming out and congratulating him. I even saw a
and
meme. It was like they had the Hendrick his truck uh plastered over Dale from 1998 coming down pit road, and all the teams like high fiving him or whatever. I was like, yeah, kind of does feel like that.
I mean, who have you ever seen, like, especially just in trucks, like, get their first win and have, like, that many, like, cup drivers and people in the industry, like, everybody tweeting, like, how happy they were to see him win. Like, really well, like, guy in the industry. And, I mean, we know how the sport works. Like, connections are everything. And obviously, like, he's impressed Rick Hendrick to the point where Rick Hendrick's, gone out of his way to fund a whole season in trucks for him. So, I mean, yeah, super happy for him to see him get that win. And Spire Motorsports, man, they are fast. Like, obviously, I'm sure they picked up a lot of equipment and stuff from KBM. So, but even like they're better than KBM was last year.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I mean, Kyle was super fast again. He had that. What was the penalty for? He got it.
Safety violation. I don't know exactly what happened. I was watching at a bar, so I didn't have audio on, but yeah,
Man,
definitely. But I mean, even still, he Raja was beating Kyle Busch straight up, but when he got that
yeah.
penalty, so
And we'll get to the cup race later, by the way, man. But as a Kyle fan, and I know, like,
it's been
and not
tough.
all of them are his fault, but the penalties are, it's every week,
A
man.
lot of them have been Kyle's fault.
Yeah, not all, like I said, not all of them, but definitely a good amount of them are. And I got a thumb. What was that?
I don't know. Somebody gave you a thumbs up.
I guess. Hell yeah.
All
Whoever
right.
did that, thank you.
Uh,
Hey, keep going real quick. I'm gonna go put the sandwich in the fridge.
all right. Yeah. Just shout out to Raja. A huge win for him. Like you said, unanimous, pretty much liked throughout the garage. I didn't see one bad thing to say about it on Friday. So that was awesome to see. It's kind of, I don't remember the last time we seen a win like that. Just a unanimous winner, just throughout the garage. Everybody liked it. That everybody
Yeah.
liked, even fans wise. So no, just awesome to see. Well deserved. And I mean, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with the rest of this year. I mean, like I said, he went out and beat two Cup stars in the race. I mean, granted, Kyle Busch got a penalty, but Christopher Bell, he didn't look very good. I don't know if that was just a Tricon deal or what, but
Where'd he end up finishing? I think he ran like top 10 ish all day, but he was never like a contender. Because I wasn't watching the race, but I was keeping up with it on the app and everything. Like, I don't have
yeah,
both of my. I'm in this hotel, so I don't have both. Like, usually at home, I'll have both my TVs, and but I don't have one TV here, so like race just kind of got lost in the shuffle on that. So
yeah, I don't blame you. Let me give you 1 second here, and I will tell you where he finished.
had to watch The Rock on
He
Friday.
ended up getting a top 5 out of it, P5. But that was he didn't really run there. He ran. That was like a trying effort. They had to work on that truck all night. So
By the
yeah,
way, while I'm thinking about it now too, sorry to interrupt, but
no, you're good.
completely separate. This is our first like. I think you uploaded one video on the YouTube last year, but we just got this YouTube booted up basically, and we're gonna start using it every week. So if you're on the YouTube, subscribe, like, share it, please. Like, help us out because we just got this YouTube booted up over 3 years into the podcast and just made a YouTube page. But you know, we're trying to get things more professional here.
We're getting
There's
there.
another thumbs up.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know
know
who's
where those
doing
thumbs
that.
up are coming from, but appreciate it.
I don't know. I pulled up the chat to see if I could figure it out, but I can't. But yeah, I love it. I don't know. Maybe they're coming from the Twitter feed. Who knows? Eight
Good
people.
question.
So 8 people watching. Yeah, 7 people on Twitter, 1 on YouTube. I'm the one on YouTube. But cool shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing live shows. We basically run our shows live anyway, so it's nothing new for us. But
I
yeah,
can already tell. Like, I think the conversations is better in general. Like when we're live, like I felt it last week too, and I already like feel like it's smoother. So I like this format. I think this is going to be what we go with going forward.
yeah. Anything else from the truck race?
Nah, yeah, just happy for Racha, man. He'll be in the playoffs now. There in the Truck Series, so sure he'll be strong all year. So definitely he'll be a guy to keep an eye on. In that series, he didn't run well last year, but I mean GMS was he was running for GMS, right, and they were on their way out anyway. So it might have not been getting the best stuff, and also was a rookie and figuring things out. But whatever he was figuring out, he definitely seemed like he figured it out in that race at Vegas. So yeah, happy for Raja.
Yep. And they are off this weekend and back in 2 weeks under the lights Saturday night for a showdown in Bristol.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was a night race.
And I guess Xfinity's not there in the spring.
They're usually not.
Well, it used to be
I
back in the day. It used to be
yeah,
Xfinity Cup day races, but
because that's when the 1 year they ran the Xfinity race, and then that's when they ran that fucking Legends race when what Charlie Glotzback almost got fucking killed, or no, it was
that was
Charlie Glotz.
that was a fall race.
Was it fall?
That was a night.
When
Yeah, that was because it was like twilight evening time when he got hurt.
yeah, when Larry Pearson, it was Glotzback hit him, but it was Larry Pearson who almost got killed in that Legends race. I thought that was like after a spring Xfinity race, but you might be right.
Maybe
It might be
it was.
fall.
Maybe it was. I could be wrong. I thought it was an ESPN broadcast.
It
So I
was.
thought.
I remember it. Yeah.
Oh, I mean
Like,
that to me deems that was like pre-fall.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way,
But I
we're getting
remember it was right after an Xfinity race, whenever it was.
okay. Well, if it was after, then yeah, it was probably spring. But either way, we're getting down a rabbit hole. So anything else
Yeah.
from trucks?
Nah, we can we can move on from that for sure.
All
Oh,
right.
did you have did you bets? Uh
Yeah, I didn't hit anything. I don't think in trucks.
I think I
I had
had
Kyle
Eckes.
Busch to win. Oh yeah, I think I had like Eckes top 5 and somebody else top 5.
You know, I had Ankrum too. That's what it was, and he finished second. He was fast all day. I had Ankrum. It was like plus 1,000. He was fastest in averages in practice, so
Yeah,
I
him at
threw some
top
money
5.
down on him. Nah, it was I had Ankrum to win.
Oh, plus 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
So
definitely fast. He was catching Roger at the end.
yeah,
Few more laps would have been interesting.
yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
um,
I didn't really do great, but it's a tough weekend. But first true race.
Larson Larson bailed me out. Larson in college basketball bailed me out this weekend.
There you go. I faded Larson like an idiot. Learned my lesson. Hopefully here
Never fade Kyle Larson.
hopefully here week 3. So hopefully yeah. But yeah, let's move into Xfinity. Were you able to watch that race?
I was, yeah, I was able to check that one out. I was, like
What'd
I
you
said,
think?
in and out of it, but yeah, I mean, not the best race. I mean, definitely the Gibbs boys had the field cleared. Chandler Smith and John Hunter, but
Yeah.
it was weird watching Chandler Smith fall back. I think he still ended up finishing second or third, but he seemed like he was faster than the 20, and he kind of fell back. Like I'm trying to, I mean, obviously it was a few days ago. I don't really remember what happened to him,
Yeah,
but
see, I had Chandler to win, so I can explain the situation. But yeah, I mean they definitely were the 2 fastest cars on the racetrack, and they swapped positions numerous times, swapped the lead numerous times throughout the stages. I mean, yeah, John Hunter Nemechek checked out there through stage 3. Chandler said after the race that they freed the car up too much, thinking that the track would tighten up, but the track ended up freeing up. So excuse me. So they were just too free. So that's what happened to them. So he was just hanging on there at the end. But yeah, like you said, came home P3. I had him to win and top five. So at least the top five bailed me out. Um, and Riley Herbst got that top five barely by Allmendinger. So those two bailed me out. I had a decent weekend in Xfinity, but uh,
Yeah. I had Riley to win, and I had Allgaier to win. Those were the two I had.
hell yeah,
So they were both fast, but I guess never real contenders for the win. So it's not like
yeah,
I had to sweat those out or anything.
right.
But
I said I was hoping Chandler. I mean, I said early on it was a John Hunter Nemechek Chandler Smith show. Like they were battling side by side early on. I mean, that was when it was a really good race, you know. And then John Hunter obviously pulled out there at the stage three and kind of made it a snoozer. But
oh, I
yeah,
had
I thought it
Custer.
was.
That's who else I had out.
Custer finished
What?
second, but yeah, it really was
Which
non-factor.
yeah, yeah, that's I wanted to bring him up, man, because like same thing I said with trucks, like he was fastest in all the averages, like won the pole and
Oh
everything.
yeah,
I
they
thought,
started on the pole.
yeah, I man,
I mean, he
it's
was
kind of crazy.
definitely like a top five car all day. Just didn't have that race winning speed really. And then
Yeah, I was definitely
they
surprised
were
he
good on
wasn't
the long
stronger.
run.
Yeah, I was just like I said, I was definitely surprised that he wasn't stronger than he was, but that's how it goes sometimes. So, but I mean, he was like plus two, like it was pretty. It was like plus 200. It was pretty low odds, but I mean, when you look at the averages and a
That
guy's
was to
fastest in
win.
averages, huh?
That was to win.
Yeah,
Plus 200.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I know I was, but I mean, he was starting on the pole fastest in all the averages, so I
Yeah.
see like why it was that way, and I thought he might have the field covered. That's why I still put the money on him, even though it wasn't really going to make much. It would at least cover my other bets. So that was kind of my thought process with that.
Yeah.
And
I hear you. I hear
but
you.
I was surprised he just I guess whatever speed they had in practice didn't really translate to the race as much as you thought it would.
Yeah. I mean that happens, you know, especially you practice and stuff during the I guess kind of evening time, and then you race like a little bit during the day. So it's definitely
Yeah,
just different setup wise. So yeah, either way, like I said I thought it was a decent race. It wasn't a bad race by any means, but like you said, not thrilling. I mean, it was better than Atlanta. I mean, the finish wasn't as good
yeah,
as Atlanta, but the overall race was way better than Atlanta, in my opinion. So
definitely agreed there.
I'll take a little bit of a snoozer Xfinity for what we got there. So anything else?
Um, what do you so Chandler, John Hunter were really fast. Sheldon Creed was not. You concerned about Sheldon Creed there? Because I mean, you figured he'd be running up there with his teammates, and he was a 15th to 20th place car all day. I was surprised he wasn't up there with the rest. I mean, Almirola was there too. I think he was running bottom half of the top 10 all day. So, kind of surprised to see Sheldon Creed out to lunch there when his teammates are dominating the race.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they they started ninth, and then obviously they were definitely a non-factor all day. 3 laps down, they finished. So yeah, I don't know. Definitely out to lunch. Maybe they just missed the setup. Um, again, I wouldn't put too much stock into this week. If it continues to be an issue that we see that he gets outran by his teammates, especially guys like Eric Almirola that come in and do one-offs, and he's in a full-time, full-funded ride. Yeah, definitely that's for to be concerned. But like I said, one-off. Like I said, they might have missed the setup. Um, hard to say. Um, but yeah, again, if it's a week-to-week basis where they're getting smoked by their teammates, that's when the questions will arise.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that save Allgaier had in qualifying, by the way.
Did not see it.
Yeah, he blew a tire in qualifying. That's why he was starting in the back. But he had an
Okay.
awesome save to keep it out of the wall and everything,
I
keep the
heard I
piece
knew he
together
blew a
for the
tire,
race.
cut a tire in qualifying. I didn't know he had to like save it and it was like big dramatic deal like that or anything. I just thought like, oh,
Yeah,
they had a flat tire in qualifying.
yeah. No, he had a good save there in qualifying. I saw that clip going around. So
And I mean, yeah, he was definitely fast. Um, but they just kind of never could get up there and get the track position to be a factor. Ended up finishing 10th. But
yes, sir.
how about Haley Deegan, top 15?
Yeah, she was fast, man. That
She,
was
I mean, kind of she clawed her way up there at the end. She wasn't running that well all day, but definitely at the end when the pay window opened, she got up there and got herself top 15. So I think she got it. So I want to say she ran about 15th here the last time she made her Xfinity debut. So yeah,
and I mean
solid run for her.
that was her only Xfinity start before this year, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's what I'm saying. That's yeah, that was her only Xfinity race. So good run for her. Um, yeah. Anything else from Saturday?
Oh, I guess we can move on to the Cup, boys.
All right. What were
I
your
mean,
what's your initial thoughts?
the Kyle Larson show, obviously. I mean, I know we joke that we gloss over the winner of races a lot, but not a lot to say there, I guess, on the Kyle Larson front. But he nobody was touching him. I mean, well, Byron, I think could have been there with him, but that he had that trash bag
In
deal. And
Coors Light can.
what'd you say?
I said in Coors Light can.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Imagine it was probably somebody like at the campground that had a bunch of their beer cans in a trash bag,
I mean,
and
it was windy as hell. It's hard to fucking keep shit together. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
Um,
definitely Byron had seemed like Byron had something for the five. Certainly being teammates, and then I mean, obviously Reddick he ran him down there at the end of the stages and at the end of the race. So I feel like they had something a little something for him. On the long run, if the race just went a little longer, maybe if it was a 500-mile race or I don't know, but whatever. Uh,
yeah, he was hauling ass there at the end. I mean, that
yeah,
last run, I think he.
the Tyler Reddick definitely had and Tyler Reddick's pit crew put him behind a few times. So you think maybe
Oh,
he
he was
doesn't have
pissed
those?
after the race
Yeah,
about the pit
that's what I'm
crew.
saying.
Then
You think he doesn't have those issues, and maybe he does have something for Larson. So I mean, all in all, for Kyle Larson going and leading 181 laps, I mean, it was actually a really good race. I thought. Um, I thought it
yeah,
was pretty exciting all day long. I mean, you had multiple leaders. You had Denny Hamlin lead for 16 laps. You had Willie B 15 laps. Obviously, he had the trash bag issue. Daniel Suarez leading 15 laps. Alex Bowman, Kyle Busch. I mean, 18 laps. These guys it seemed like there was a lot of different leaders throughout the day, and you didn't really know if you could get clean air, who could really hold on. It seemed like one of
yeah,
those races where if you did get out front, it was like, oh, you can hang on. And the hardest thing was this track position, trying to gain track position because tires were so king that you were coming down and you needed to get four every time. So it made it tough to get any track position and gain spots that way. Um,
I
Obviously,
liked.
you had some guys because of how the cautions fell with like 10 or 15 to go in a stage were able to take two or stay out. And Kyle Busch was one of the ones to make that work and really paid off. And he was able to stay out front all day until the pit road stuff. But uh,
I liked
yeah,
what 2311 was trying there, where Bubba was laps down and he was Reddick was backing up to Bubba and getting a push, and that was actually working, and they were catching Larson there for a bit. So that was a interesting team dynamic to see play out there. That was pretty fun to watch, and I was surprised they didn't do more of that towards the end of the race, especially when Larson caught Bubba there in that last battle. I think 5:10 to go, he caught Bubba, and I was surprised Bubba didn't give him more of a hard time. Bubba raced him.
yeah. I mean, I think giving him a hard time out front is a little more different than teammates working together.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought Bubba when they caught him there at the end, I thought Bubba was really gonna give him a hard time and try to hold him up and get in his way and let Reddick get in the battle. But Bubba stayed out of that. So I mean, credit to him for that because that's the right way. I mean, I wouldn't have blamed him if he did to help his teammate, but it was definitely the right way to do things to not
for sure.
interfere with the leader or anything. So I mean, credit to him for that.
Just
Like
you
I
don't
said,
want to be a factor, you know. You don't even want to create a story,
yeah.
especially a guy like Bubba Wallace, like where
I mean,
you
that's
where
the same thing he did at Bristol last year, where he raced the piss out of Larson, and that's what got. I believe no, it's when Larson was in second, and Denny was leading at Bristol last year, and Bubba was a lap car, and he raced the shit out of Larson, and I was kind of
um,
getting flashbacks to that with this one, but this time Bubba didn't really.
I mean,
Uh,
it's kind of. I mean, like I said, tires were king, so it's like Bubba could have been on a bad tire strategy to try to even put up a fight. You know, I mean, he was already multiple laps down, whereas at Bristol could have been like he was only one lap down or stay, fighting to stay on the lead lap. You know what I mean? So different
yeah,
scenario. Again, like he was like 13 or 15 laps down on Sunday after that lug nut got stuck, which was a pretty
so
weird, bizarre scenario.
I know we were both on Bubba in the race. Like I had him for a top five, and I had him in a group, and I think you had him to win, and you had him for a top five.
I mean,
Uh,
if you look at his teammate, it wasn't a bad pick. I mean,
no,
he
I mean he was
fast.
running. He ran. He was running top five all day, pretty much
They
before.
lost a little bit of track position, and he was like 15th or 16th when they pit, and Lugnut got stuck, and they were
Yeah,
trying they were trying to work their way back up at that point.
that was a weird deal there too. They had to cut. They had to cut the lug nut off because it wouldn't like. Which I mean, we complain about the Fox broadcast a lot, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they ever really documented that. And they're just like, oh, he's 15 laps down. They had to cut a lug nut off.
Well,
I was like,
nobody really documented it, honestly. Like
yeah,
it took
which,
a while for even like the best beat reporters to document it. So
yeah. And it was like he was a lap or two down and had a fast car, so he was fighting to get back on the lead lap. And obviously, me and you both betting on him. We were both root because if he could have gotten back on the lead lap, he could have.
well,
I mean,
no,
we
like
saw.
there was no scenario of him getting back on the lead lap. Like he never went a lap down until they had the lug nut issue. Like he was on the lead lap running 15th, and hit that green flag stop, and then that's when the lug nut. I think it happened the pit stop before, and then they came in, they tried to get it off, couldn't get it off, and then he had to run around there until they could get a caution to cut it off.
Oh,
They
okay.
needed enough time to not. I mean, if they would have done it under green, they would have lost probably 30 laps. You know what I mean? So that was why they lost so many laps. Like I said, I think they lost like 3 laps initially, and then they were just like, all right, we got to ride around until we get a caution. And I mean, our day is pretty much done, but essentially they just used it as a test session from there on in.
Yeah, and the
So,
push Reddick.
yep. I mean, yep. Obviously, they were a helpful teammate there, and yeah, it was.
I
I
mean,
said
that
I
was
wish they
smart though. I've never seen that on a mile and a half, like in
no,
that
they were putting
situation.
the new Toyota noses to good use.
Yeah, I mean, it was working. Like
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. And like
it
I said,
was weird though. You mentioned the new Toyotas. Like Bubba was really fast, and obviously Reddick was almost won the race. But the 2311 cars definitely had the Gibbs cars cleared. Like none of the Gibbs guys were ever really like a factor for the win. Like Bell had his issues early, and then when she got back up in the top 10 after that flat pretty
fast.
quick, I was surprised.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, I was like Denny would led some laps, but he was never a factor for the win. Like he fell back pretty quick every time he got up there. Like I think it was more just like a strategy deal, him getting up there, but that didn't have race winning speed. And yeah, it was surprising to see the 2311 cars have the Gibbs cars cleared like that. They had something figured out with that new Toyota nose that to date, at least the Gibbs cars didn't quite had figure out yet.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I would say the best Gibbs car in the stable was the 54. I mean, he
Yeah.
was a top 5 car all day. So
They weren't bad, I'm not saying, but they were never like,
nah, but
race
not yeah,
win
they were definitely
competitive.
not a threat for the win. I mean,
Yeah.
hardly anybody was with Larson. I said we'll give
Yeah.
a little bit of credit to Reddick and a little bit of credit to Byron. Wish we could have seen Byron in there a little bit longer, but that's how the cookie crumbles for Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I had Byron in our Pick'ems league, um, which we have a pot that was like up over $300 because it had been rolling since Phoenix last year because nobody picked the Phoenix winner, nobody picked the Daytona winner, nobody picked the Atlanta winner. So we had like a triple rollover, basically like 4 times the regular pot in our race pool. I think 3 different people had Larson. Dakota was one of them. Dakota was the first one to pick Larson in there. So if he sees this, shout out to him. He was our first winner in the race pool of the year. But um, I had Byron in there with 2 other guys, and I was feeling pretty good early. I mean, Byron got up there and led some laps, and then as soon as that trash bag was on the grill, I just sent in the group chat. I was like, "Fuck." That was
Yeah,
pretty much the end of that. And it was tough to make up ground all day. So you knew once Byron got back there like that, it was going to take a lot for him to be a factor in the win again.
for sure. All right, you ready for the bad beat of the weekend?
Yeah, what you got?
All right, so last week I gave out the pick. Do you remember who my top 10 long shot was?
Hmm, was it Jones? Maybe.
No.
Who was it? I don't remember.
It was the hometown kid, Noah Gregson, at plus 450. And your boy didn't bet it and
He gave it out and didn't bet it.
gave it out, didn't bet it. So
Damn.
that's lesson number 2 learned of the week. So from here on out, if we do that, we're taking it. You know what I mean? Take your
Yeah, I mean,
take your shots.
I can't take the top tens anyway because I'm not in this. I'm stuck with what I got betting wise because I'm not in a state that you can get on the apps. I wish I could because I feel like I'd make a lot more money on it.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, top
uh,
10 Noah Gregson. I mean, what a run for him and that team. I mean, last week on here was all doom and gloom. Stuart Haas, they'll never win a race again. They're dead. And I mean, they had a pretty damn good weekend, I thought.
I wouldn't say they. Noah did. The other guys were
Well,
still up once.
Briscoe had a good weekend. He didn't get the finish he deserved, but he definitely ran better. I don't know if they were on a different strategy and he faded at the end, but he was running top 10 from half to 3/4 of that race, and I said just didn't get the finish to prove it. And then Priest, I mean, he tore up some shit, and then never was a factor. But yeah, Barry and Priest need some work. But I thought Briscoe and Gregson ran pretty decent,
Dude, Noah was fucking wheeling it. I was
flying.
super impressed with him. He had that one restart. I think it might have been the last restart where I think he restarted 10th and he was up to third at one point. Like he shot out of a
Keep it
fucking
rolling.
cannon on that. Yeah, but he shot out of a fucking cannon on that one restart and got up to third. He was fast as shit. So, and I mean, he was fast in practice. I had him on the list of guys I had my eyes on. Like if there was a matchup or a group I liked that I could have found, I was looking for him. There wasn't really anything that I bothered betting because I didn't really like any of the groups I saw him in or any of the matchups. He didn't have good odds, but I mean he was fast in practice. Like he didn't get a good starting position. They didn't have a great qualifying run, but I believe he was like fastest in 5 lap averages, which is I mean, hit and miss 5 lap average in practice. It's not everybody's not always sending their best stuff out there, but still, like he was top of the board 5 lap averages. So I
Still
figured
talking
he would
about
have a
Noah.
pretty yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a fast car in practice, and like I said, didn't have a great starting position, but I thought he would have a pretty good day. So that was a good pick you gave out for sure. And yeah, I guess you probably should have bet it in hindsight,
yep.
but
We've learned our lesson, and we'll start making the picks here on the live show. You know what I'm saying?
and him and they never showed it on TV, but we know him and Ty Gibbs don't like each other. And I was watching the intervals, and they were running together, battling for fifth. I wish they would have showed that on Fox because I was just watching the interval and be like, I know how these two race each other. I wouldn't be surprised if they got together. Obviously, nothing came of it, but they never cut to that on the broadcast or anything. That probably would have been an interesting battle to watch and see how they race each other because we know they have quite the history together.
Right. All right. Anything else from the Cup race?
Oh, Corey was fat. I mean, he can get a good finish,
Oh
but man,
yeah.
see him up there running top 5 was
Really
super
fire in
impressive.
general. I mean, Hocevar with top 15 finish. But yeah, Corey LaJoy on some strategy, got his way up there, got the track position, was able to hold it for a little while, and then, like you said, spun out, didn't get the finish he really deserved. Finished 32nd, but yeah,
It wasn't just on the strategy though. Like he got up there and like he kept
well, I
it.
mean,
Like
like I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had to play the strategy game to get up there, but then it was all about can you keep it, and
yeah.
they were one of those ones that either I think took two tires or no tire, stayed out, and they're in like either 10 laps until the stage, and then everybody else took. I don't know, I can't remember exactly how they got it, but yeah, I mean that's it. At that point, it's all about keeping it. Can you keep it? So yeah, they did a great job at keeping it, and he was up there for a good chunk of the day.
I know
And
he wasn't happy with car. I haven't listened to his podcast yet this week. I'm gonna probably check it out. But I know he wasn't happy with Carson after the race. I didn't see what happened between those two. I don't know if you did, but
no, I haven't heard anything about
yeah,
that.
he was not happy with how his teammate raced him. So I'll be curious to listen to the podcast this week and know what went down between them because he didn't seem too pleased with everything there. But I mean, nevertheless, he had a lot of speed. And Spire's definitely on the come up. I mean, obviously doing great in the Truck Series, and Corey running top 5, top 10 for a lot of the day on Sunday. Host of our running good, so definitely a team that seems to be on the upswing for sure. That I'll have my eye on, and we'll need to remember that. Next time we go to a mile and a half or anything to uh, take them more serious, I guess, if we're looking for top 10, top 5 long shots and stuff. And know that they have, they came to play. I mean, Corey said on the podcast a couple weeks ago that they went from 45 employees, I think he said last year, and they're at 140 employees this year. So they're really trying to step things up and impressed with the run they had, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on them as the year goes on.
Yeah, I mean they had a great start to the season last year. I mean Corey was legit running inside the playoff points, like 10 races in maybe. So
I was about to
hopefully,
say the first half of the season, I remember he was like right
yeah. I
there
mean,
in the playoff
I think
mix.
he by halfway he probably fell out of the 16th, but I know for the first 10 races he was like inside the 16 playoff driver. So yeah, we'll just continue to see how that plays out. I mean, like I said, I think it's one of those things where you could be really fast one week and really slow one week. So, um, yeah, again, you can't take too much stock into the first mile and a half. We'll have to see how this things play out throughout the year. But obviously, Kyle Larson's fast. That's no shock to anybody. We didn't learn that this weekend. We've known that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely
Why'd you
Spire.
fade? Why'd you fade him? Like, what was your
I mean,
thought process
when
there?
by the time I looked at odds, it was like plus 350, and then I mean I could get
That's what I.
Byron plus 650. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ride Byron here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I got him plus 340. I think I hit it at, but I put enough on it to make $50 out of it. So
Yeah. Again, I in hindsight I should have done it, but again, who knows what the mystery black bag could have held for for the Byron 24 machine.
yeah, it would have been fun to watch. I mean, it was the same at Vegas last year, though. I mean, Byron and Larson were the top two there last spring too, and had that written.
Then that's what I said. You never know how it could have played out. Who's going to be fastest? So yeah, just
Just know when we come back to Vegas, it's like Larson won there last fall. He almost won there last spring. Um, and then like he got his first win with Hendrick there at Vegas. So Larson has Vegas figured out. So just remember when we come back to Vegas in September, early week, whatever the odds come out at before practice.
it'll probably be plus 350 on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I'll still probably take it because
Maybe.
it's like he's got that
And then
place
I'll go out and
covered
run
for.
26th in practice.
Yeah, that would be our luck. But yeah, I'm definitely I'm making a mental note of that for when we come back to Vegas to get
he'll,
Larson at whatever the early
he'll,
odds are at.
he'll go full Truex playoff mode last year.
Yeah.
Just completely bomb. All right. Anything else from Cup Vegas?
We're talking about Kyle Busch, the penalties.
Gotta clean
um,
it up. It's every week, dude. And I mean,
every week.
it cost them at least a top 5 this week, if not a top 3. I mean, they had a race winning car. I mean, possibly, they had a competitive car.
And I had Bush top 5 on my bet sheet.
Yeah, that was
So
looking solid. I mean, yeah, again, gotta clean it up. Again, it's trucks, it's cup. Again, it's every week it seems like. So, whether it's they leave the tire loose or whatever there at Daytona. I think Kyle sped a few times. Um, so yeah, just got to clean it up. I know it's early season,
he
and
led the series in penalties last year too. So
nothing new. But again, it is the first mile and a half. This was the first week pit crews really shined. We saw the 45 team kind of make some mistakes as well. So again, don't overreact on just week
were
one
you
of
surprised?
shining. Go ahead.
You mentioned that. Were you surprised to hear Reddick so vocal after the race? Um,
Um, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I'm. I wouldn't say surprised. I mean, I get his frustrations. Um, and he didn't really throw anybody under the bus. He kind of lumped it as like we're a team here. It's the same shit that were beating us at last year's team.
yeah, I mean, what did he say? But he said like
I
same
think.
bullshit on pit road or something like
Well,
that.
I thought he said like same shit, different year.
That's what it
So
is.
yeah, I mean, like I said, he didn't really throw anybody under the bus, but I mean, obviously, he's throwing shade at the pit crew, saying like, "Look, we got to get it together if we're going to run races." And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Denny Hamlin said. I mean, this is what happens when you. So there's two things to this. It's like you could either have the third best. Well, really, it'd really be the fifth best Gibbs team. You know what I'm saying? You'd get the fifth best Gibbs pit crew, fifth and sixth best Gibbs pit crew. Versus, if you do it in house like they're doing, and that's what this it just takes a while when you have in house guys. You can't go get the best guys to pit the car, and that's gonna end up having mistakes. It's just
Not
how
like
how it
it,
goes.
but I mean, like the opposite. Like I'm pretty sure Trackhouse is the same way. Like they're supplying their own pit crews, and the one team is like we
Well, I
know
think
last year. I know.
well, but they also had established pit crews with Ganassi.
Yeah, good
Whereas
point.
whereas 2311 is literally doing this from the ground up, saying, "Okay, we're taking we got to get we can't get any like all these Gibbs guys that we had are either we might be able to sign them to a contract. It looked like I just passed you the Zins there. That's funny. Um, but I'm saying we might be able to sign some of these guys, but a lot of them are under contract, and I mean, we're not going to be able to go get the best tire carriers or tire changers. You know what I mean? So it's just a work in progress, and these are the growing pains you're going to have when you're building your own pit crew. I thought it was interesting. I had heard on Denny's podcast. I think it was today. I was listening to it where he talked about they initially weren't going to. I mean this was back in the fall. Initially, they weren't going to build a pit crew facility at the airspeed facility.
That
They were
place is
initially,
looking sweet, by the way.
I mean, it looked sweet even this last year when it was a concrete shell. I can't wait to go. Hopefully, I'm sure it'll be open by May. Like that's probably their grand opening for Charlotte weekend. It's got to be.
Yeah,
Um, or at least it's got to be open by Charlotte weekend, in my opinion. Maybe not the grand opening, but it's definitely got to be open by then.
they're in the
Um,
old DEI, right?
no, this is a completely new building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
this is like the farthest south shop there is.
I was going to mention,
You
by the
didn't go
way.
by it last year?
I mean, I was with you, so I'm sure we did. I don't remember, but
Well, no, because I think we passed it on our way in, like when we were
oh
heading to
yeah.
the racetrack, because it's like kind of on the outskirts. It's
So
like
you're
not
saying
in
like
town.
so like you and Drew went there before? Because I remember I met up with you guys at Casey Kane's, I think.
Um, maybe I can't remember exactly how our day was planned out, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, like I remember we passed it because I said it might have been when we were going to like initially get the tent or get our spot. I can't remember, but yeah, it's like kind of on the outskirts. It's not in town. It's weird. It's like right off the highway.
I
Trust
brought
me,
up the old
you would know if you saw it.
I brought up the old DEI, by the way. I wanted to mention, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, but the trademarks on the 8 and like the 1 and the 15, like stylized, and like the DEI are like she's losing them, I think, in the next like month or so, unless they can prove like they're like using them and making money off of them. So I mean, so we're either going to get new merch for DEI, or they're going to lose them, and it'll be interesting to see if any other teams pick those up.
Do a
I
thumbs
mean,
up again.
well, yeah, there we go,
I
right
was
there.
wondering if it was
But
maybe just like your camera picking it up, but no, that's hype. But what I was saying is initially they weren't going to build a pit facility. They were just going to work out at Gibbs. But then Denny said that they were limiting their time, so then that now they're building their own. That'll be open in July.
what
So just thought that was interesting.
I don't listen to Denny's podcast. I never will. But what was he pretty critical of the 45 pit crew stuff? I
No,
am
I mean
curious
he's
to know what he had to say about that.
again. I pretty much am saying what he was saying, was just like, yeah, this is like what we're gonna have to work through. This is the problem of having your own pit crews, and it's early season. It was the first race where these guys really shine. So one mistake, is really it's highlighted. You know what I mean? Past 2 weeks, we were just doing either no tires or 2 tires. You know what I mean? So you're not really losing too many spots on pit road. Um, so yeah, again, if it's a problem the rest of the year and again continues to cost them wins, then yeah, I'm sure he'll be more critical of it. But right now, it's just bad week. Let's move on from it, learn from our mistakes, and move on.
Yeah, yeah, that's about all. And I mean,
Again, it's
hell,
not acceptable. I don't think he's accepting it. But again, like, what can you do at this point? You just gotta
but
say,
I even then, it's not like that cost them the win. Like he had a chance to go there and
no,
win the
yeah,
race.
absolutely, it's absolutely. I
So
wouldn't say the pit crew cost him the win this week.
yeah, because I mean, he was right there with a chance to win it. So can't really be like, pit crew cost him. It's like, what difference would it have made? He was right there with a chance to win it. He just wasn't quite good enough to get by Larson.
Yep.
Um,
All
I guess
right.
that's all on Vegas, though. If we're staying on NASCAR, though, I did want to bring up, because I know you said it in our first episode this year, and you've been on it for a while, about Junior going to Amazon, and he announced last week that he'll be at Amazon and TNT starting next year.
Which
So,
is all the same deal. It's all Warner Brothers.
yeah, okay. So Amazon's part of the Warner Brothers.
Yep. I mean, the only
Okay.
so it's like TNT and Discovery or whatever are going to be the TV partners, and then Amazon is just a streaming part of that.
Okay, so basically the whole TNT crew will be the same as the Amazon crew,
Yeah,
essentially.
it should be, yes. It's
Which
just they're just basically simulcasting the race on Amazon Prime.
I am disappointed that we're not going to have it basically any junior this year. Now, like
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why he couldn't have gotten a 1 year done. I mean, NBC should have at least done a 1 year deal with him this year.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I don't know. Again, maybe you don't want to give up any secrets or things that you're working on if you're NBC. I mean, I don't really know how the TV business works. You know what I mean? It's a shame
yeah,
that we definitely won't have Junior on any TV broadcast. I mean, that's silly to me. But that's why we got the Dale Jr. download. I mean, we at least get plenty of Dale Earnhardt Jr. content. And maybe this allows him to race a little bit more. So, yeah.
Dale needs to get on and do a fucking Manning cast on Twitter of watching the races.
Maybe that's
If
something they'll do. Maybe we should ask Junior that.
Yeah, hashtag Ask Junior.
Hashtag Ask Junior. Hashtag Junior Cast.
Have they announced what Xfinity races he's doing this year yet? I don't
I
think
don't think it's
so.
been announced. No, but
But he is doing one, right?
yeah.
I'm definitely probably going to try to make it wherever he's going to be racing this year. So
Yeah,
hopefully we see him out there. But yeah, like I said, great for Amazon. Sucks we won't have him in the booth this year though. So, but it'll be interesting to see who they fill that booth with. Like obviously, every NASCAR fan wants to see Alan Bestwick make a return. So if uh, if we can get in that Warner Brothers Discovery year and get them to get Alan Bestwick up there as Junior, that'd be like a dream pairing.
damn right.
I'd say give me Alan Bestwick, Junior, Kurt Busch.
You got to get a
If
crew
I'm
chief in there.
gotta yeah, Todd Gordon does the MRN races. He's pretty good. So
Todd Gordon would be a good one, or Chad
yeah,
Knaus would be another good one.
yeah. I think Chad's a little busy with the Hendrick stuff. So I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
ex- expect to see him do it unless it's something he really wants to do. But
Again, Todd
um,
Gordon would be definitely a good one.
he does the MRN broadcasts. He does a really good job on there. So maybe if it's a crew chief like you say, he's one to keep an eye on. But um, speaking of which, we haven't mentioned on here yet this year, talking about the radio broadcast. Doug Rice's last year. He did the command at Atlanta last week. We didn't say anything about it, but that guy's awesome. He does a great job. So
It's
shout out
cool
to
to
him
see.
real quick.
Cool to see. Who does he work for? PRN.
PRN, yeah.
So, guys, MRN let him call like 10 laps or whatever at Daytona during
Oh
the
yeah,
500. That was cool.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's great. Haven't mentioned that yet this year, but yeah, he does a great job for them. So sucks to see him departing, but certainly has had a great career, and I'm sure will kill it this year. His last go at it, but
Yes, sir. All
yeah.
right.
Um,
Anything else? Cup racing, NASCAR.
trying to think anything to bring up. Nothing I can
Been a
think of.
quiet week.
Yeah.
I'm
I
surprised we
guess
got
we're
an
in it
hour out
now.
of it.
Yeah, we're in it now, and it's early in the season, so we're uh we're not gonna have the rumor mill going for a while,
Yeah.
so don't have that stuff to talk about as much.
I
But
will.
yeah, I guess
I will throw out two little rumors here, real quick, just so we can say we were ahead of the curve. I heard that NASCAR offered teams a similar, like I believe, same money deal for, or like maybe increase in money, but same percentage wise, for 7 years, say match the TV deal for the charters. So I don't know how true that is and how the teams feel about that, but I don't think that's a bad idea. Kind of link things up here, make things synchronized.
my stance on that whole thing is the teams don't have any leverage in those because like what are you gonna
Well,
do?
they
Like
do. They could not show up.
then what? Then you're not going. They're complaining about not make. Then you're not going to make any money. So
Well, I mean,
like
that's what I'm saying. Neither is NASCAR at that point. So
yeah,
I mean, that's when
but
that's when
it's
shit.
like Matt.
But I don't think we're gonna get to that point. I said those
It's
things
like Matt.
still
Matt
getting worked out. I'm not. Let's
it's
not
like
get into the
Matt.
whole thing about this.
Well,
Go ahead,
I
Jim.
just wanted to bring up one point on that real quick. But like I was listening to McAfee yesterday, and they were talking about like the NFL has the whole deal going on with like the turf fields and the grass fields and all that. I'm sure you've heard that stuff come up a lot, and like the players and basically like the NFL calls players bluffs on negotiations like that because if they lock the players out, the NFL doesn't care. They're all billionaires, and they'll find somebody else to play, and the players are the ones who need the money. So the NFL kind of holds the leverage and stuff like that. And they were talking about that on McAfee yesterday, and to me, it's parallel in a way to the what's going on in NASCAR right now because NASCAR knows that they have the leverage and that they're like, hey, if you want to come make money, you got to race with us. So it's a tough spot
Maybe
for the
they
teams
don't.
to be in.
Who knows what IROC and SRX are gonna do?
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, we don't need to get into all that tonight. But just that's what I heard. And then another thing that I heard was that Texas is to be reconfigured into a 1.25-mile high banked oval. So I think sort of like a Rockingham esque.
I didn't see that. Where'd you see that at?
NASCAR rumor on Instagram.
Ah,
So
interesting.
and it sounded like it was like getting some traction. So that sounds like it's to be possible. And
You know what's funny is
they'll
like
start working on that after this spring race in April.
I really didn't think the Texas race last year was that bad, or for as much as I think I said it at the time. But for all people complain about Texas and everything, I thought the race last year was actually pretty good.
Wasn't
So,
bad, but
um,
all
oh,
right.
and one more, just because we mentioned it on here last week, the day after I said it about FRM stepping up with Ford and becoming like more of a partner there, Adam Stern tweeted basically exactly that. I tagged you and Coop in it and tweeted that out last week. It was like literally the day after we did the podcast. So it sounds like SHR is leaving Ford. He said that in the tweet in the article. He said expect to see SHR departing for Ford. And I mean, with all the rumors about Honda out there and everything, I don't really see a seat at the table anywhere else for SHR where there would be an upgrade unless they go to Toyota. But which I don't see happening either because Toyota just added Legacy. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But the Honda rumors are heating up. FRM stepping up at
Yeah,
Ford,
but I mean,
SHR.
Honda will be years getting in, at least two.
Yeah. But I
So
mean, he did say SHR is on the way out at Ford. So
who said that?
um, Adam Stern.
Hmm.
Yeah, which I mean, it's exactly what I said last week that with about FRM like getting more traction at Ford basically, and that kind of pushing SHR out. So
Yeah, I have to see.
something to
All right.
follow throughout the year.
Did you watch Outlaws?
I did not, but I did see Donnie got his 500th career sprint car win. So I'm
Yep.
choking. Congrats to him. Big Donnie fan. So happy to see him get that great accomplishment.
Yeah, pretty exciting race. Bodie Kofoid was leading, pretty much dominating up until halfway, and then cut a right rear tire or left rear tire. Cut a tire, left rear tire. Uh, and like I said, it was right after halfway, so they got no time in the work area, no guaranteed time in the work area. Um, and yeah, they handed the lead over to the 15, and he went out and ran away with it. I mean, I guess we had a little bit of a dramatic finish with Jacob Allen crashing there with 3 laps to go, but uh, Shots just cruised out to a comfortable win to get to 500. So pretty exciting race for him on a Monday night there back in Volusia. Sucks we got rained out on Sunday, um, but yeah, nonetheless,
Typical early season outlaws.
yeah. But yeah, nonetheless, Donny Shots with the win, number 500. Sheldon Haudenschild finishing second from the pole. Carson Macedo finishing third. David Gravel fourth. And Giovanni Selzi rounding out the top five.
Hell yeah.
And they're heading. They got a doubleheader this weekend at Kenningdale Speedway Park in Texas. So yeah, Friday Saturday show. We're kind of getting into the meat of their schedule here, where we get these Friday, Saturday shows, week in and week out. We go to Kenningdale this weekend. Then the following weekend, we go to Cotton Bowl, and then to Big O and Lawton. So staying down in Texas, Oklahoma the next month for the Outlaws. So yeah, exciting stuff to look forward to. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll be up there in Dallas this weekend. They're like right outside of Dallas. I kind of wanted to go check it out, but got other things going on, so
the
not gonna
Cowtown
make it there.
Classic,
But
buddy. Come on.
it definitely was an idea there for a second, but yeah, we got some other things going on, so not gonna make it to that. But I'll be right up there by where they are at least.
All right. Well, yeah, tune into that this weekend on Dirt Vision. Also, we got Cars Tour opening weekend. The pro late models ran over the past weekend, but the big boys late model stocks get kicked off this Saturday down at Southern National at 2:45. Um, yeah, That's about all I
Where are
got.
you guys getting going?
Our first race ain't until April, about a month.
Yeah.
So a little while.
Oh yeah.
But as you can see, I got the nice board here, metadata, Zach Sprouse 86, propped up nice for the shot here for our 12 viewers. So
Oh yeah.
shout out to y'all 12 fans. All right, we're about an hour here. Let's make some picks for Phoenix and Kennydale over the weekend.
All right.
Got a
Yeah, I was
doubleheader this weekend. As I gotta update the apps here. But yeah, Xfinity and Cup at Phoenix. Saturday at 4:30. Xfinity. What do you think?
I was getting the World of Outlaws stuff pulled up real quick. If you give me a second.
Okay.
Just see real quick. Get a refresher of the track and everything.
I don't think they've ever been here before.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm wasting my time. Yeah, I was getting the odds pulled up for NASCAR too. So, all right. Xfinity Cup. You said we got no truck. I know no trucks. So I don't know why I'm saying it like I don't know. I do know. Trying to find Xfinity. I don't see Xfinity odds, so you might need to help me with that.
Gotcha.
All right. I guess we'll start it. I guess we'll start it off with that. Start it off with the Xfinity picks then.
All right, go ahead.
And put me on the spot first off.
I am.
You know, he got his first career win here last year. So fuck it. I'll say he goes back to back. It's a good track for the team. So give me Sammy Smith
All right.
for Junior Motorsports, the number 8.
That's plus 1100 right now.
It's pretty good odds. Like I said, defending when he got his first win here last year, hasn't won since then, but pretty good odds. And I thought it would be lower than that.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the chalk. I gotta assume he's in the 17. Give me Willie B at plus 250. Probably go ahead.
That's the 17 Hendrick car, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Cup. Let me pull him up here.
Larson's the favorite, plus 500.
I'm not riding it. I don't think. I got him at plus 550. Give me the defending winner of the last race here. Give me Ross the Boss Chastain at plus 1,000.
Plus 1,000?
Plus 1,000.
I'm looking at championship. Never mind. I'm about to say. All right. Let me take a look here real quick. Yeah, I see him plus 800 here on FanDuel. All right, he was fast here in the fall. Had some issues, but give me the 20, Christopher Bell.
All right.
Let me say the odds. Plus 1,200 here on FanDuel. I don't know what you see him at,
Plus
but yeah, I
1,000.
will go with. All right, cool. Well, I will go with. I'll go with Christopher Bell. Get some vengeance from that flat tire in the fall, and get it done here at Phoenix.
All right. What about top 10?
Yeah, let me pull that back up and go through those. Who are we putting our cut line at this week?
I don't know. It's kind of handcuffed. What do you think?
We'll put the cut line at. We'll put the cut line at Alex Bowman plus 180. Is what I see. So we'll make that line plus 200 and over.
Okay.
You know, we were talking about the team earlier. Kind of a track where this guy has some history, we can say, but I literally just had it and then lost it. What's those odds? Okay. Yeah, give me Carson Hocevar plus 700.
All right.
You see him sneaking up there and having a good run, stealing a top 10.
Plus 700.
Yep.
Not bad, not bad. All right, I'm just gonna look up some stats real quick here, just to back up my facts or what I think are facts. Do, 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 do. Oh. Okay, I don't know. Okay, give me Josh Berry at plus. Shit, I lost it. Plus 275.
All right.
I'm
I
gonna
think I
ride
saw
the.
him a little,
I'm gonna
like we
ride the
always say,
super hot
shop.
hot hand here. You said
We always say
lower.
shop around. Yeah, plus 320 here on FanDuel.
Okay.
So, yeah, like we always say, if you have the ability, shop around and see where you can get the best odds because there's definitely some variation from site to site.
Yes, sir.
Um,
All right. Anything else for the week?
F1 got it kicked off. I heard it sucked. You got anything? That's your forte though. You got
I mean,
anything
it,
on
it
that?
was exciting for practice and qualifying, I'll say, because Max didn't lead a single practice session, and then so the odds dropped for him to get on the pole. I think it was like plus odds for him to get on the pole, and so I got that. I took that and paid off. Like I said, I mean, he wasn't even dominant in qualifying really. I think it was only like a couple of tenths, and I mean, he got uh super drafty lap off of somebody. So I feel like that made the difference. But yeah, and then the race, I think it was about 15 seconds. So same story as last year, seems like. But there's a lot of turmoil and rumors going on at Red Bull over there. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. That team could be falling apart. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
there were rumors about him going somewhere. I thought I saw. I didn't stop and click on it or anything, but I thought I saw something.
There's a lot of rumors going around right now. It's it's been a long off season. People are just not a lot of storylines to talk about yet. So wait till we get a
Yeah,
couple races in here, and we'll see.
for sure.
Everybody wants to break news that now that Lewis Hamilton left. You know what I mean? Everybody wants
Yeah.
they're breaking news. So yeah, we'll see. All right. Anything else? Till next
No,
week.
it's been a good episode. Had some good talks. Got over an hour here, so we'll
Yep.
take it and we'll move on and see what Phoenix and whatever the place in Texas is called for the Outlaws.
Kenningdale,
Kenning. We'll see what Phoenix and Kenningdale bring us this weekend.
and Southern National Cars Tour.
Yep.
Forget.
Oh yeah.
All right,
What's
y'all.
real quick? What's Cars Tour looking like this year? Who
I mean, you
it's
got
gonna
the
be
heavy hitters. I mean, it's gonna be
Carson's back in there, right?
Carson Quapple versus Butterbean.
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
about to
I don't know
say
if Carson's going to be running for the championship or if they have drop weeks or what, because obviously he's running that Xfinity race at Martinsville. I don't even know if that. I mean, that's
oh, speaking of which, we didn't mention Bubba Pollard,
yeah,
JRM.
yep,
Happy about that. Hope they just Richmond as of now, but hopefully more opportunities for maybe he can be the next Josh Berry.
yeah. That'd be cool.
Hell yeah. But
All
definitely wanted
right,
to mention that.
yep. Glad we got that in. All right, dude. I'll see you. We'll do
All right, man.
another live next week.
All right. See ya.
Later.